Greetings, everyone. This is Gerard with Just One Good Trade. Today, we are going to talk about how to take masterfully, beautifully, and hopefully sometimes flawlessly the banker's trade. In my introduction, I explained the basics of the banker's trade, but as you all know, there is no better way to fully understand, to master, or to know how it is than to see it live and to see the emotions on my face because these are the same emotions that you will go through. That being said, let's start with the analysis. First of all, I must say I'm always excited to do the analysis, especially when it's been a great trade. I will admit that some days pretty soon I might have a loss, but that day wasn't, this day, the 23rd, wasn't that day. So what happened here, I actually incurred a loss, if you'd believe it. If you look down, you'll see that I have minus 9 pips, which is over 1% of my account. Pretty big loss. But I knew something was going to happen. As you can tell here, market went up. By the way, I made sure to reduce the length of the trades. They were pretty long, over an hour and a half. So I reduced them. So here in pretty high speed mode, you can tell there's a big move up, a big bullish, a big bullish move. And the first thing you'll see is you'll notice that the yellow candles signifying the bullish candles, they are outside the Bollinger Band. And the upper Bollinger Band is that green, that thin green line. It's outside of it. Now, one of the big signs for me that I always pay attention to is weather. Okay, see here I'm writing the fact that I had a bad trade. It wasn't a bad trade, it was a loss. And this is something I have to make sure everyone understands. A loss isn't a bad trade. So here you have price action getting back inside in the 1 minute and also the 5 minute. The banker's trade is mainly a trade that you monitor through the 5 minute. But I like to plan my entries with the 1 minute. First of all, because I'm a scalper. Second of all, because I do have a specific method involving the middle Bollinger Band and the 14 SMA. But here you can tell that there's been a tail, and that's the second sign that there might be a banker's close. There is a tail in the candle that actually gets inside the Bollinger Band. Here, I'm doing something very important. As you can tell here, I'm breathing, almost getting myself in a meditative state. Meditative state. The reason is if you're still mulling over a loss, if you're still mulling over an opportunity that you lost, you are closing your horizon. You are closing yourself from detecting other opportunities and taking advantage of them. So this is why here I enjoy writing my feelings down because you, you cannot vanquish what you don't recognize. So here I recognize that I was frustrated and I'm letting it go. Nice. Now look at the 5 minute. You have two candles. You have two candles with tails. That's a sure good sign. The other good sign is the RSI. At the bottom, I have the stochastic RSI. When the RSI gets close, by the time it gets inside the Bollinger Band, if it's over 65, 70, I know for a fact that there will be a banker's close or the opportunity of it. Now, where do I enter? You see that green candle after the pivot. There's a green candle starting from starting from inside the band and then going all the way up, and another one. I'm putting my entry right at that low. Something else you can do, which I advise to do, is to wait for when price action moves, crosses the 14 SMA or the middle Bollinger Band. As you can tell here, it almost touched my entry point, but it didn't really cross it. It's always good to wait. As a trader, you have this amazing ability to navigate towards the fire, the yin and the yang, being able to wait. And then when you see the sign, automatically get in. Decisiveness and patience in the knowing that you're always going to win as long as you honor your strategy. And of course, as long as you honor your ins and out, getting it when the signs tell you and getting out. Now, look at this. No wonder why I love this narrative of the market being against you or the market just testing you. That being said, price action did not cross the middle Bollinger Band. So that in itself is something I advise all of you. It's better to wait, to have patience for the middle Bollinger Band and the 14 SMA to be crossed in order to tell yourself, you know what, this is a good trade. Now, look at this. Look at here. It crossed the middle Bollinger Band. On the 5 minute, it's crossing the 50-60 SMA. Now, you can say, okay, I'm in a good trade. Now, guess what? It crossed the 14 SMA, but did it cross the middle Bollinger Band uh, with that very deep blue but light curvy line? No, it didn't. So if you understand something here, there is a relationship between the 14 SMA and the middle Bollinger Band, and there's a relationship between momentum and how fast, or how deep is the crossing of the middle Bollinger Band and the 14 SMA. Now, you're probably used to how I operate. I'm always making sure I know I have an idea where my trades are going. I'm always making sure. And here, I know for a fact, based on experience, when price action touches the 50 and 60 SMA, which is here the yellow line or the purple line, when it touches it and doesn't cross it fully and reverses, it's a reversal. So I need to exit. So I'm making sure I'm putting a line there. That way I see it and there is no question about it. I don't want to be surprised. I don't like surprises. Although, as a trader, you have to open yourself with a lot of surprises. But when it comes to exiting and when it comes to entry, you are in control of that. So here, at this very moment, we're simply waiting. And maybe this is my my inability to stay fully still. Even though when you're looking at my face as a trader, it's very placid. And it's one of the dichotomy of the outside and the inner struggle and the inner turmoil. Well, there's no turmoil. Right now, if there's anything else, I would say impatience. And look at that. Within 2 minutes, the market reversed. I had a nice little bounty of 3-4 pips, and now the market is going back and forth. Now, 0.2, 0. minus 0.5, 1. Ooh. Truly, as a trader, and I cannot stress this enough, as a trader, what matters most is your respect of the rule. Just the other day, I will admit I had a terrible day of trade, and you know why? Because of one bad decision, because of ego trip. I've had an amazing 3 months, and I will say this. And that day, I wasn't looking at the market. I wanted to be a conductor. I wanted to tell the market, you're gonna do this, when really this is not what's happening. I'm mainly an interpreter. I am mainly someone. Basically, we are between an actor from a play and someone from the outside giving cues. But here, it's been some time already, and we are waiting for a big move. And as I said, I predicted 6 to 12 pips, which is good. 6 to 12 pips with 0.35 or 0.45 lot size. That's a decent amount. You can have dinner or even dinner in a movie with you and your loved one, your beloved. But now, as you can tell, market, the price action is going back and forth. And you ask yourself, what can I do? Should I just exit now? Because maybe here I have a profit of 0.7. Maybe that's better. No. Now the third point of the banker's close, the main target is on the 5-minute chart. It is the middle Bollinger Band. The idea is the middle Bollinger Band after the big bullish move, the big buy movement. The middle Bollinger Band has been left behind in the bottom. And eventually the bankers, for what I understand, they seek to reconcile their books by making, I don't know, by making price action reach a level of normalcy. And this is what we are seeking with this trade. And again, with this trade, if I can repeat it, there needs to be a huge, first of all, it has to be between 8:15 a.m. Central Time and 10:30, 10:45 a.m., 10:35 a.m. Central Time, first of all. Second of all, there needs to be a nice long tail with the candle getting back inside the Bollinger Band. There needs to be a nice long tail bringing back price action. And then you mark you make sure you draw a line to the low or the high of that one candle that actually gets inside. And then this is where you signal yourself for your entry. And then until price action gets to, until it gets to the middle Bollinger Band in the 5-minute chart, you stay relaxed and you let it do its thing. Now, there's also something we need to talk about. What happens if it actually reverses? Because there are many times I've taken what I thought were bankers close trade and I got burned. Well, the one thing I will say is if you followed my YouTube channel and you've seen my other videos, and I keep promising to make a video about my exit rules and my entry rules, but here if you have price action going back, reversing the 14 SMA, the middle Bollinger Band, first of all, and second of all, if there is a candle starting after that on the other side of the Bollinger Band, starting and ending on the other side, then you should consider exiting. But now, look at this. 6 pips. Good. 6 pips. Now, you had a point where price action in the 5-minute is crossing the 50 and 60 SMA on the 5-minute. And in the dashed blue line in the 5-minute, this is where the middle Bollinger Band is. So right now, I'm just wondering, okay, the options are either it continues all the way down or it does a reversal. And then if it does a reversal, am I willing to wait until it touches the, oh yes, don't you love that? This is what I like. When you get in a trade and it does exactly what you wanted. This is so beautiful. That being said, I've probably cut an extra 13, 15 minutes of back and forth that the market did before reaching this level where it's been moved, where it's moving. But at least you get to see and you get to experience how it is. Now look at this. See this? This is enough. This reversal right now is enough to cut my placid attitude. It's enough to actually disturb the force because I do know something. I do know something and I dread this. If it reverses on this area, it's critical. And I don't want that. But at the same time, as a trader, you have to accept something. You have to accept that if this is what the market gives you, then this is what the market gives you. If the line between ambition and greed, it's such a thin line, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a thin line. Now, I'm just planning. I'm just wondering, okay, is it going to happen? Am I going to have to reverse? Am I going to take 4 bips? I don't want to. I'd like to have 20, 30, 50, 60, 100 bips. But I have to be cognizant that I am mainly a page turner. And the market, somewhere out there, there's a pianist playing. And I'm mainly trying to see what's happening. Now, that purple line is on the 1 minute chart, is where I consider my point of exit. This is where, if there's a candle starting afterwards and starting after on the other side and then ending on the other side, I have to consider that the market has given me what it gave me. And I have to be content. Sometimes you have to accept 3 pips. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But sometimes 3 pips is what you get. Here on the 1 minute, I have an instance where the market is it has crossed back the 50-60 SMA, but it has not crossed the 14 period SMA, the simple moving average. And trust me, that is my one salvation. I am breathing. It's stressful. It's a battle inside because there's what I want to happen. There's the side of me that incurred a 9 pip loss and wants to have at least a 15 pip movement just to cover that and make some money. Of course, dinner. And again, I need to make a list of all my favorite restaurants in Minneapolis just to say dinner at Barbette. Yes, I enjoy Barbette. But here, look at that. It's doing something that I've capitalized a lot on. Look at that. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. I'm like, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it did this amazing thing that I love. It bounced off the 14 SMA. And now it's how many pips? 12 pips. Yes. I've made my money back. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's see where this baby brings us. This is so American. Where this baby brings us. This is the banker's close. The banker's close really is an amazing trade. There is, when you take it. By the way, I have to admit that there's a lot of make-believe banker's close. There's a lot of trade you will take and you think it's a banker's close. This is why you have to remember all the signs that I've talked about. The tail, the RSI having crossed 70, 65 to 70, and the first candle that crosses, the first couple of candles that get back inside the Bollinger Band, you take the low or the high of it, and you continue. You take that as your entry point. So here, I'm in heaven. 15 pips, 1.24 of my account. Now, I'm at a point where I have to realize, okay, the market has given me enough. If it gives me more, I will take more. The interesting thing is, as a scalper, you take what the market gives you. It's different than a swing trader who plans longer term trades. And sometimes, honestly, I, I wish I was more of a swing trader. That way I could set up my trade, set up my target, and relax. But I guess as a part of me wanted to be the hero of this Lord of the Ring type odyssey. Here, the purple line signifies what I want to be my exit. If it crosses it, you know what? The market has given me enough, and I have to accept it. But then I also want to protect. I want to lock in, as they say. I want to lock in my profits. So it crossed that line. I can hear you guys saying, "Are you gonna exit, Gerard?" You know, maybe. But remember the rules. The rules state it has to cross the line, then there needs to be a candle starting on top of that line on the other side and ending on the other side. And here right now, I'm simply waiting. Breathing. I can still feel the emotion this morning. Look at that fist pumping. This is the beauty and gift of great analysis. But this is also the given of a strategy that you believe in. The banker's close, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the surest trade I take. Now, the only problem with the banker's close is sometimes you get 15 pips. I have gotten 30 pips out of the banker's close, but guess what? There are days where you only get 7, I would say 7 to 10 pips. And you know what? If this is what the market gives you, you take it. Now here, look at that. That purple line, price is stalling. The market is not crossing that dotted blue line. It's not. So what is it that we can do right now? What are you going to do? You know, I'm curious. Write in the comments and let me know what would you do at this point. Right now, how many minutes are we? How many minutes? At this specific moment, what would you do? Would you take your profit? Or would you, because you have some leverage, would you wait a little bit more? And also, if you're enjoying this video and you feel like you're learning quite a bit and you'd like to support us, give us a like and subscribe to this channel. But at the end of the day, this is what I did. I chose to wait and I chose to heed to my strategy. Now, I am locking my profits. Did you notice? I put that purple line all the way to that previous support and resistance. Because at this point, if the market is going to reverse back that line, then it's not meant to be. Then I did what I needed to do. Ooh. Isn't that a trader scalper's paradise? Seeing movement 21. Seeing movement so bountiful, so beautiful like this. It's exactly what I love. But here, look at that. It went all the way to 21 and it's reversing. There's this part that I was very confused. I'm very confused about it because normally I expect it to at least touch a support and resistance line, but it's not. It's not doing that. Instead, it's going back inside. It's going back inside. And you know what, at this point, okay, it's moving again, it's moving down. Yes, it's moving down. 22 pips, 21. It's now, see, it almost touched that blue line that we set as support and resistance. And it's crossing that previous resistance. What's happening right now? Is it going to continue going down? Sometimes you don't know. But all I know is I'm expecting it to touch that blue line at least. Touch that blue line, and at least I'll know that it touched the support and resistance line, and there's a chance it might continue down, or at least I know this is the end of the line. By the way, famous song by Daft Punk in the Tron Legacy, End of the Line, one of my favorite songs in the whole album. But right now, the market is price action. Yes, it touched it. See, it touched it. Now the question is, Gerard, look at you. And I automatically pushed it back. It touched it, which means there's a chance it might continue. Now I'm thinking, okay, so where's the next support resistance line? Where's the next one that I have to pay attention to? So I still have my purple line up there, because that is the closest support resistance line. If you go all the way left, you see that. Whoa! Yeah! Lovely. Look at that face. Look at that handsome devil. Happy, excited. 27 pips. Now, I love this soundtrack, by the way. Whoa! Whew! I'm seeing this from 27 all the way. It moved back up. See? It touched this line and automatically reversed. This is what you have to pay attention to as a scalper. It will touch a line and you're wondering why, how come, what happened, what is the problem? As they say in German, was ist das? At this point, I'm perfectly happy to exit, but whoa! 30 pips. That line, they're gonna cross it. See, I'm putting that purple line over there because I'm thinking, you know what? I better lock in some profits. 30 pips. Whoa, 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 whoa. It crossed it. Should have I exited? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh wow. Okay. Exit, Gerard. Exit, 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 exit. Yeah, exit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the banker's close. And again, like I said, if you can read here, I'm proud of that trade. It was frustrating. We handled it well. I didn't show that previous trade that I took for lack of time, but we had a loss, but we emotionally went above that loss. And I'm excited. Having great days of trades like that simply by following a trading strategy and knowing a certain trade happens every so often, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Now, here's the thing that the market does sometimes. You exit and it seems like you could have stayed a little bit more. But no. If there's something I'm learning, it's to cultivate gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please write a comment if you need more explanation about the banker's close. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions in the comment section. And again, support this channel. Give us a like. I love this, sounds so British. Give us a like and subscribe to this channel. That way you have all the latest videos of my live trades. Thank you very much. And see you next time.